What's happening, sports fans? We hope you guys are doing well. We hope you guys are killing time by getting to know some of the best athletes around San Diego County on our Top Recruit segment. We got a Steele Canyon Cougar for you here. It's Patrick Fishburne. He's going to be playing soccer at Bradley next year. Thank you so much for being on with us. Let's start with that decision. Why Bradley?
So I had an offer from the University of Massachusetts, and I also had one from Bradley University. And after kind of weighing my options, I wanted to go into the engineering field too. So Bradley has a very good engineering school through Caterpillar, the construction company. So just soccer and engineering all together, it was a perfect combination for me.
Okay, I got to get to so many questions. I am so filled with questions now. You mentioned Caterpillar specifically, so this is obviously something you're really thinking about. What kind of engineering are we talking about?
So I got into the overall engineering program so far, but
what's the dream for you though?
I'm not 100% sure yet, but somewhere along the lines of like civil or construction management.
Very cool. My dad is a civil engineer and worked at Caltrans for a bunch of years designing roads.
That's awesome.
So I can totally dig what you're saying there about doing kind of that urban planning, civil. That is really, really cool stuff. How do you figure out that you like did you always play The Sims growing up? Were you building city? Like, what? Do you have some sort of crazy Lego collection that's all built up a whole? Like, how did you fall in love with this kind of stuff?
I have a little bit of a combination with both. My dad is like a Lego fanatic, so we definitely played a lot of Legos. And then Roller Coaster and Zoo Tycoon. Those were some good games going back to that.
I haven't thought about Roller Coaster Tycoon in a minute, man. Oh, that sounds like okay. So if you don't mind, to hell with soccer. We're gonna talk about what really matters here. When you're putting together, if you can, just kind of walk us through the ideal park that you would build for Roller Coaster Tycoon, because that was you could either be that cynical, sick son of a gun that's designing the roller coaster that's killing people, or you were really playing it seriously and you were, managing the price of admission, all that. What were you designing?
I think I was trying to kind of like make a combination of like, I don't want to kill everyone, but if some people die because of how crazy the rides are, like that's just a risk that we're going to have to take. So definitely need that crazy roller coaster that's doing like 100 loop-de-loops and stuff. So.
Oh, dude, I miss that game so much now. I hadn't thought about that in a minute. That's kind of the thing that we like. If anybody out there listening, if you know a link to where we can play that online, because I'm sure that somebody has put that out in like an old version, let us know. Back though a little bit more to what we were initially talking about in your commitment, it sounds like you had a pretty decent idea of you want to do student athlete. You're not in this just for the athletic part of it. So what would maybe be some of your guidance, tips, suggestions for younger kids out there listening about how they can really be their own best advocate in this process?
Yeah, so I mean, a lot of kids hear all the time, like coaches are always saying like, oh, make sure you keep your grades up, like make sure you get good grades and stuff. And like you hear it, and a lot of kids are just like, I'm good enough at sports that I'm gonna get a scholarship anyways. But the idea of like getting a full academic scholarship doesn't really a full athletic scholarship doesn't really work for some sports. So like that my advice is just like you need to keep up with your studies, because like a huge portion of what can cover your college tuition is academic as well.
If you don't mind, I have to ask about your brother. For those of you that are new to this show and don't sort of recognize this general frame and the curly hair and the connection to Steele Canyon and the last name, Patrick's older brother, Thomas, friend of the show, was a state championship quarterback in a team that had at one point, it was something like a 75 to 68 game against Bishops that had all sorts of, like the connections in that game were really weird. There was a young Tyler Buckner involved. Like, it was insane. You are not a football player, so we don't have a direct correlation, but you're both athletic, you're both competitive. If I had to say who is the better athlete, how do we decide that? Is this a basketball thing? Do we need to set up some sort of like decathlon of different events? Have you guys already sorted this out amongst each other and figured that out?
Okay, so we're definitely both gonna have different answers, but just right out of the gate, I'm gonna say that I'm more athletic than him, and I have some evidence to prove it. So back in the middle school days, we both went to Hillsdale, and we both ran track there. And so he broke the 800 record, and then the next year I came in and I broke his record, and he broke it 8th grade year, and then I came in and I broke his record my 8th grade year. So, I mean, there's just that's one like firm ground where we both did stuff, and
And you
I'm
were the
really,
last one to break the record,
I
so
don't know. I mean, we could just look at the numbers. So
fair enough. I think that solves it. I think the question asked and answered, signed, sealed, delivered on the dotted line. There you go. You heard it right there. Had he decided to play football, another state championship for Steele Canyon. What has the last 40 days been like, man? I know this is kind of a little bit more serious and somber question, but you lose your senior season without any warning. Prom is over. Graduation's what the heck has this all been like?
yeah, I mean, it was kind of a huge bummer because like we heard the news about like the coronavirus coming in and stuff, but like one day I went to school, and then by the end of that day they were like, we're closing down school. So it's been a bummer. I'm really missing my buddies on my soccer team right now. Yeah, missing prom. So far, like since I've been home, I've been trying to keep up with my workouts, with my studies. Running around like 10 miles a week, trying to lift at least 5 days a week. So yeah, just kind of shifting to the college mindset now, and getting ready to go straight into that. Trying to start right away. So
Well, one thing that I guess correlates into the college mindset is not having to get up quite as early for class. Are you enjoying not having to get up as early for online class? Because I feel like that's the one unifying thing that everyone's like, yeah, I miss my friends and stuff, but I don't miss 6:15 in the morning.
that's very true. Yeah, and especially getting to Steele, there's only one entrance in. So if you don't get there like half an hour before school starts, you're not getting to school on time. So
I've experienced that on like a Friday night getting to a football game, but I
yeah,
never thought about that being a daily occurrence. Oh,
terrible. It's terrible.
oh my god! I have such a changed perspective now on what life is like going to Steele Canyon High School. That sounds
Yeah,
horrible. Having to be like, I'm not going to be on time to class, and everyone's like, no, it's 45 minutes till school starts. You're like, nah,
yeah,
I'm at the back of the line right now to get in.
yeah.
Oh my goodness. Oh, that's horrible. I guess so.
Don't
Yeah,
miss
you don't
that.
miss that at all. Hopefully, though, all of this gets sorted out soon enough that you don't have to do any of this in college, because
I
we
know
hope that you
that
get
would
the
be.
genuine experience for that. If we get a chance to have a send off, we will give you a big round of applause, standing ovation from wherever anybody is. This is just another one of the great athletes that's going on to represent San Diego at the next level next year. We really appreciate you being on with us and sharing a little bit of your time. Stay safe, stay healthy, and have a great rest of your day. And sports fans, we will talk to you guys soon.